Well, g'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Alright, mid-January, starting to get pretty warm down here. Expected to get to about 31 today, about 87 Fahrenheit. So out for a quick tour of the garden this morning and figured I'd take everyone along. Alright, let's go have a look. Okay, as per normal, we'll start with the long bed. Now, on the end here, I've put a little it's one of the big pear tomatoes and I've water shooted that, so that seems to be coming along. As you can see, I've mulched down around this area. I've still got some more mulch to do, but I've got to pick some more up. Jalapenos doing fantastically. That oregano just keeps going and going and going. Trombencios are doing magnificent. Already harvested one. You can see there's one nice one forming on that plant, one curvy one forming on that plant, and they are a weird looking fruit when they like to do that. So yeah, certainly moving along. As we come along, we get to the big pear tomatoes, and we have fruit forming. Woohoo! All the tomatoes at the stage I need staking back. More fruit on that one. Fruit on that one. Fruit on that one. They are looking good. The little slower ones, yeah, they're still slow. These ones are water shooted as well. I've got a video coming on the water shooting, so that will be out soon. Again, oregano, you can't kill that thing. Borage, that's been bringing some bees in, which is great. We get up to this end and we've got the ram's horn tomatoes. Yeah, they don't seem to come up as profusely, if I could English properly, as the big pears have. So we'll see what they do come harvest time, but these seem to really wilt in the heat. So see what happens with them. The Lakota pumpkins, this one's got one. That one's sort of odd shaped. That one's not really moving a lot. This one here's got one tucked into the growth there. This one here had one that died, so it must have been pollinated properly. And then tucked in underneath here, we've got a new one coming through. That one I pollinated, but that one's taken the nutrients beforehand. Our pickling cucumbers, just slowly going, and there's actually a moth which is eating the nectar, which is weird because that's a cabbage moth, but hey. The melons, they're starting to vine their way up, so again we're yet to see the showdown on those two. I got a feeling the melon's going to win. Rhubarb's looking a little sorry and sad, but it's still hanging in there. Our pepper bed, this has been a big mover. As you can see, you no longer see Grumpy. He's now hiding down in there. But we do have paprika forming already on this overwinter plant. This year's plants are yet to set flower, but the one that overwintered already has paprikas forming up on it, so that's awesome. I've moved my Chinese potato, the Chinese onion, and the Chinese artichoke. They've all moved out into this area here rather than under the tree. They like a bit more sunlight, so that's what they're getting. Our pepinos are still hanging in there. Again, no extra fruit. but we are starting to pick some colour up on the one we've got. So hopefully that will be heading to harvest soon. Borage has gone monstrous. Yam beans are still kicking in there, but they don't really seem to be doing a lot. So we'll see what they bring at the end of the year. But yeah, borage has absolutely dwarfed them. I did not expect it to overtake these the way it has. A pepper and zucchini bed. As you can see, zucchini's working. I have a big zucchini. Lots of peppers going on. Up here. These ones at the back here. Yeah, doing really good. Purple Congo potatoes. Starting to look really sad. Looks like we've got some red spider mite, which is probably not going to show up on film. You see just a little bit of, yeah, just a little bit of the web there. But yeah, a bit of red spider mite in it, and I don't know that it's worth spraying it rather than harvesting it. So we might harvest it and put the actual plants into the bin. The watermelon bed, which I've planted some purple violet queen beans, into that. That's doing magnificently. You see that's starting to put some size on. Alright, down through here, potatoes again, red spider mites. There they are. Red spider mites seem to be absolutely killing me on potatoes. Egyptian walking onion, that's dividing again down the bottom there. Still not getting those top divisions, but we are getting lots of bottom divisions. Some of the potatoes are doing well, but they are showing signs of that red spider mite. So the younger ones, I'm going to give them an organic pest spray and see if I can knock it down. The older ones, I'll just pull them. Again here, absolutely knocked down by red spider mite. Okay, my Triamble pumpkin bed. Doing great, but as of yet, I only have one pumpkin on it. And it is hidden down in there. It's a magnificent looking pumpkin, that's for sure. But there's only 1 out of 4 plants, so it needs to lift its game a little bit. In the cucumber patch, we have a couple that were missed by Miss Astrid, so I get to have some cucumber. Woohoo! But yeah, she's absolutely loving this. Every time she's over, she ends up taking a pile of cucumbers home, and that's not a bad thing. Down the end here, these ones are done, and we may well lift those up, I think. Let's do that. Alright, so here we have those burgundy blush. Let's see if we did any better. Unfortunately, I do not have my gorgeous helper here with me. But given them those extra grow time, hopefully we are going to get a better return. Okay, so running them out that extra time, I'd say did return better. Yeah, I would have needed just under 2 kilo to match up with the last lot, and So I've got just over 2 kilo there, probably about 2,400 grams, probably about 4 pound, 5 pound. So I reckon I've done better by letting them sit that a little bit longer. So yay me. Alright, because of that pest problem, I'm gonna pull these purple Congos. Let's see what's happened with them. Obviously we're a little bit wet because we're getting some mushrooms down in there. There's a nice start. Okay, here's what I often talk about on the videos. That is a stolon. That is the root forming, that is the tuber forming root. As you can see, there's a bunch of those, and that's where we've got our little roots. These here are just a root in general, but the stolons are actually what produces the potatoes. You got one on the end there, and there's another small one trying to form along the length of it. Now you can see where it was buried. It was buried right up to here. We don't have extra roots coming out like we would on a tomato. So we need more roots, more stolons for it to actually form more plants. That's why a potato tower, no one's ever proved that it works better, because at the end of the day, the potato's powered by the greenery on the top. You can't get extra greenery on the top by growing them up in a tower. Whoa, look at that thing. Okay, there's another example of that. You see where all the roots are down the bottom here, nothing coming out on the stems up top. So all the potatoes are formed down the bottom. So yeah, trying to tower them does not work. All you want is enough soil to cover them to protect the potatoes. Kiflers, that's a pretty poor return from 2 buckets. A couple of decent sized ones in there, but yeah, being terminated early by that red spider mite has definitely had an effect on it. Purple Congos, they have been absolutely the golden standard this time around. 500 grams or 1 pound planted. I reckon I've got 2.5 kilo or 5 pound back, so 5 times return, which is much better than what any of the other purples have done. I think from memory this grow bag is Kiflers. Let's find out. Certainly looks like it. Okay, I didn't think too many had succeeded in there, and obviously they hadn't. Ones that did succeed done really well though. So I'm starting to shoot. I think what we're going to do is replant that bag with some shooting ones. That one I'm going to keep because it's nice and big. Actually, that is the one I should be putting back because it's nice and big. Same with that one, it's starting to shoot on the end. All right. And that one. Lastly, these ones I think are supermarkets. All right, not a great return at all with these ones. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I might go back into a smaller grow bag. with the mother potatoes and see whether they kick on. All in all, not a bad little pick, considering how topsy-turvy the season's been. Can't be too disappointed. All right, now let's have a look at these purple potatoes. So this is the purple Congo. There we go. Nice blend of the purple and the white flesh. And here we have the crimson blush. As you can see, that's more of a solid color, but it is a lighter color too. But yeah, I figured everyone would want to have a look inside and see what they actually look like. Over in the central bed here, we have yellow pear that was transplanted into here, and that's coming along. We have this one, which is a ram's horn. Again, it's got that really floppy growth to it. So definitely need to get a stake on that. Bought a few of the marigolds out just to try and give this one a bit of a breather. Zucchinis, these are the golden zucchinis I planted over here. As you can see, that's absolutely killing it. Loves this spot. Whereas on the other side, I planted one and yet again devastated. So I don't know what it is, but I cannot get one going on this side, but the one on that side is absolutely killing it. Still got a bit of kale in here for the chickens. Not as much as there was, but a touch. Our other raised bed, we have one little spaghetti squash hiding in there. Still waiting for some more female flowers on that, but they are starting to do well. I've tucked some more of the violet queen beans in here. They are Astra's favourite bean, so put some of those in there. These are the yellow pear tomatoes. As you can see, we've got some fruit forming on those just down here, which is awesome because those ones are for Astrid, and I'm hoping to have some to give to her before I go on holidays. Again, they've got stakes in, but they need tying up. It's just been so hot out here in the garden. Supermarket taro plants, absolutely killing it. Hopefully the harvest is going to be good as the tops are showing, because yeah, they are just knocking it out of the park. Tucked underneath that big yellow golden zucchini, we have another yellow pear tomato, which is coming along fantastically. Very bushy. Right, sweet potatoes. Everything's doing magnificently. It's shooting, it's sprawling. I'll get around to that bit when I'm over the back. But yeah, sweet potatoes, they're loving the heat that we're getting and just going crazy. Ocker's starting to suffer a bit, but that's got to hang on until the end of the season. They start forming when the daylight starts getting lesser. So we've got to keep the ocker going. At the moment, it does not look happy, that's for sure. We have our shallots in this bed. In here we have our red Florence onions. I was thinking some of those are due to come out. There we go. Nice red Florence onion. And this one's the Barletta Onions. It's probably the biggest one in there, which isn't massive. As you can see, it's got lots of splits and that sort of thing in it. Hasn't done well in there. So yeah, that obviously was not a good idea to plant as tightly as I did in there. Okay, the Yacon still coming along. They slowed down a lot in their growth. We're still not getting any flowers off them, which is disappointing. I was really hoping for those flowers. Okay, the back of our sweet potatoes, we have the Hawaiian is now, that's the one, that's the white. That's propagated into another bucket. That one's a Hawaiian. I think that one is the, might be the Northern Star. That's propagated. Still got another one to propagate, and the Molokais. And I need to propagate the Beauregards for next year as well. Okay, lastly down this end, we've got our turmeric, the Madras, and the Javanese. Javanese is putting that extra shoot up, which is going great. Ginger, we've got extra shoots coming up off the little one that was dying back, so happy there. And the good news is my coffee plants, as you can see, the big blue canyon, that's got side branches starting to form up, which is awesome. And the little Katui, which got snapped off, is coming back fantastically, forming a nice little bush there. Hasn't got much height, but it's a dwarf coffee, and it's really starting to bush up. And what garden tour would be complete without coming to see the girls? They're hanging out underneath the trees down here. Much cooler for them than out in the sunshine. They get the scratch and dust bath and everything like that. As you can see, we are down to two. Miss No Frills ended up with sour crop and unfortunately passed away due to it. So yeah, the girls are hanging out down here. I give them their scratch down here. You can see there's a cabbage down here. And here we have, oh, that's got some attention, some mealworms. Hi, girls. They do love their mealworms. So I am thinking of getting a couple more point of lays, because at the moment there's just young Betty there who's giving me any eggs, and she's giving me 2 every 3 days maybe, so not getting a lot of eggs. So I may as well grab some point of lays, and it'll give Christina something to look after while I'm on holidays. All right, thank you very much everyone for watching, and bye for now.